a leisurely setting, breakfast, on a sunny
He
window.
wants to get on tape the fact that he buys me breakfast when we're out in a hotel after I deliver it to his room every morning.
Oh,
Is that it, dear?
Where are we here, dear?
We're in Ottawa.
Ottawa, Canada. Sitting in front of the window, reading the morning paper. Isn't that nice?
Most of
Now, what did you say about your stocks, honey?
most of my stocks were up really good yesterday, even though the market was down.
Clipping coupons in Ottawa, Canada, on August 2nd, 1991. And you are here. Well, here we are in Manitic, outside of Ottawa. First day outside the conference, and we're just going out for some lunch. And now let's take a couple of pictures. Looks like they're checking out for lunch, but we're just trying to see if they're open. What the menu's like. A couple of people were playing with here in Emerald Lake Golf Club in Ottawa, outside of Ottawa. Had kind of a rough first hole, but we're going to get settled down now in the second hole. This fellow here, Rob, hit the ball out of bounds, and you never believed any time you hit it, but it was out of play. He hit three times. The thing about this course is it's awful damn tight. Woods everywhere. We've been in them. Pretty though. Nice day. Trying to get settled down here. People breathing down our necks. Always all nervous. In the woods on every other shot. Terrible. I'm getting ready to try the second nine now. First nine was a disaster. Good 10. Couldn't tell. This really is a pretty course though, you know, with all the greens are really something else with the undulations.
Thanksgiving, that's one of the days that I can't get the Y&R.
You can't get what?
Y&R. Yeah, when the rest of the...
Oh.
You watch that all the time. Okay.
You know where it went. This is a good example of the way these greens are set up in bunkers. Really deep bunkers around every green. And the greens are really sharply contoured, big rolls and ridges. Another beautiful course, no question about it. I wish I was playing golf better. Playing horrible golf. I just didn't like it. In one of the bunkers. We're at 18, and believe it or not, those two balls are ours.
Lori's is the green, a yellow one in the background.
She's there in 3, and I'm in there in 2. But the real picture is, look at the undulations on those greens.
I don't know about you going with your car.
Why?
Because the clubhouse is over there to the right.
Oh yeah, there's the clubhouse over there. Let's take a look at it over here. It's really out in the country here. Well, here we are on Saturday afternoon, trying to get focused in. I want to focus. Saturday afternoon in Ottawa, outside of Ottawa, Menotic, and we've got to get ready to do a tour of the old historic area.
This is a little florist shop in town. See all the pretty little terracotta pots stacked real neatly over there. Decorative manner on the porch. The geraniums, the beautiful red geraniums.
Original where it was originally located. Now our house is florist and painted specific design.
This is the Mill Street florist, which I just showed you some of a minute ago. and I'm panning around to the front of the house. And this was originally built by Dickinson in this town for his mill workers to live in. Cute little house. This is the next little house. This is built on a famous site, but this house is not old, it's just cute. And she does alterations, and she's got really pretty pink petunias in the yard. And there across the street is the Weaver's house, which is supposed to house all kinds of arts and crafts made by local artisans, which is the place I've been looking for ever since I landed in this town. But Dick will get up here in a minute and tell me some historical facts about this place. Unusual roof line or usual roof line to the houses of this era in 1904. And what are we supposed to be noticing on the roof again? If you get up here closer.
Brackets,
The roof brackets,
the hooded dormers,
the hooded dormers, yeah,
patterned window heads.
the patterned window heads.
Popular.
Oh yeah, those semicircle round things that are now so popular again. Real pretty house. The brick detailing.
This was originally stylish back in early 1900s. It's called shopping, and it's been brought to an art form by you-know-who is now going in to try her skills at the Victorian Parlor, which itself, I guess, is a historical site here in Minotic, Canada. It was built in the 1920s, and it's also got that so-called void block, concrete street block building style. Watson's Mill is what this town is famous for. We haven't been there yet, but it looks like it'd be interesting to go over and look at it. Oh, there's luck with that. We got here just in time for a wedding. A wedding at the old grist mill, and there goes the bride. A bunch of tourists here, first lorries up there, checking everything out. And that's the grist mill. I want to make sure I get a picture of all this going on here, but every time I get a bride in. So I have a question now for the audience. I think this is a lock. I think this is a dam. What do you think?
It's a dam. How would a boat ever get through there? Stupid.
Now, you're right. This is a dam. This is where they got the water power at the grist mill. Run the grist mill to make the flour. Jack said.
Look at the duck down there in the branch, Dick. He's
On the search of a duck in a tree? Well, there's a duck. I don't think it's in a tree right now, but it's a duck. On the river, and this is looking up the river. That feeds the dam, we decided. It's not a lock, it's a dam because it's blocking all the water. Anyway, that's the river that feeds the dam that runs the grist mill in Canada. Some kind of a boat over there looks pretty jazzy. And what a gorgeous day we got.
over there right now is a duck. You can see his orange feet. He's looking down at the water, and he's standing on a tree branch. Now, ducks don't have the kind of feet that stand on branches very often, but this branch is wide enough, and his feet are big enough, and he's just up out of the water by about an inch. We're seeing the reflection in the water of all the tree branches above. Here comes the bridal party again. I don't know why they're taking all their pictures out here in this historic area, but they're handsome. Man, isn't he handsome, everybody? Look at him. This is handsome as we come. I think I'll go meet him. He looks like a very interesting person. This is the grist mill from the back. Zooming out, so you can capture the whole thing. And all the little houses that I own, this is kind of what the grist mill looks like. Several stories of all these windows. Kind of wheel-looking thing over the side. I don't know why, but this wedding party has decided to shoot everything down here in front of this historic area, and I thought maybe their name was Dixon, and they said no, but it's Campbell. So we got their wedding pictures. Here's the whole party all lined up now. We've been trying to get them together, and every time we get a picture of them, somebody in the group moves. So now here they are for a family portrait. Look at the little wedding.
So here's another check on the thing being a dam. You see how this whole thing is on tracks, and it's got a chain and a hook, and it hooks onto those great big slugs of wood that go down and drop them and raises it. And you can go from one to the next on that track. So that's, I got a feeling that it's sort of a historical reference, not for real work. No. Okay, here's a rundown on this dam situation, as far as when it was built and stuff like that. I'll zero in on this thing, so at some leisurely time we can take it straight back and see what the story was.
They use it today.
That's the French side. We'll just stick
But
with
today they use it, it says.
They use it today?
They use it to keep the water, to keep everything smooth, guaranteed a smooth summer sailing from Long Island to the next lock station, which is 40 kilometers upstream. And there's 37 dams along the Rideau waterway. They built it to protect from the spring runoff. It was flooding the town and everything, and so this way they could control the water instead of letting it just...
Control the map of the deal.
Kind of should have shown that first, huh? Oh, well.
We'll never
There's
learn.
the Dixon gift shop, darling. It's around the corner over there in that big brown building.
Uh-oh, so long.
Bye.
This is the so-called Ayers building, which was originally a bank. Back in 1902 it was built. And according to the literature here, people that managed and worked in the bank actually lived upstairs for security reasons. I guess they didn't want anybody breaking in while the bank was unoccupied. Anyway, it's sort of typical of a small bank in the early 1900s. And across the way here is another historic building. All these are, I guess, registered historic buildings. And this one was the original office of the guy that built the mill, and it became a post office and various different things. And now it's sort of a conservation office, administrative office. Of course, here's the sign of the main mill, established 1860. And down below they got a more modern sign that says it costs $1 to get in. We haven't decided whether to spring for the money and go inside or not. It looks pretty empty inside except for some old grinding antiques for flour grinding. And outside we got some kind of a plaque. And here's a close-up of that plaque. It tells about the history and so forth of the mill. There's another historical marvel right here worth noting. Over there we got, I guess, built around 1985, a gift shop. And laureates went in there and didn't buy anything. We're going to put a plaque up outside on that one. There's also a place to ask questions, and she didn't ask any questions. Right, dear?
Yep, I'm eating green apple from a tree.
She also just took a green apple out of the tree, and she's having a good time with it. Is it sour?
No, not really. It's not as tasty as the ones at the golf course yesterday. Maybe when we finish here, we could go up there and steal some more.
I only see him play golf.
Right.
Oh, here's another historic house, the Weaver's house, shot from the other side before. And now we see why the earlier miracle maybe wasn't such a miracle after all. Laurie's gone into that Weaver house and he's not looking for weaving. He's in there spending million money. Weren't able to find anything at that last gift shop, but we haven't given up. Found the cobblestones here, looking for potteries, but we really care. And let's see what we find in there. Already been in there for about 10 minutes, so I found something. Yeah, this is a nice perspective on the street here, called Mill Street. That's the street that the mill is up at the end of. There's that bank building I showed you before. On the right, forest and so forth. And then by the floor, and there's a fire station over here. And then the other direction, we had ice cream cone at this little shop, which if you look at the building, is really an old, kind of run-down looking building. In fact, a lot of these buildings here, if you really look behind the front, even the front of this one is pretty neat out. It's really an old, quaint Canadian town.
We're now coming upon the much pursued Parliament building. It's taken us a while to get here.
So it says Wellington right there. I think this is the Supreme Court building, though I'm not sure. One of the big state buildings in Ottawa, which is the capital of the province. I think we've finally stumbled onto the Parliament building here. This is Saturday afternoon, about 7 o'clock. We've had 2 beautiful days here. Tomorrow it's supposed to rain, so we're getting our last glimpses of Ottawa without rain. That's the Parliament building, and I think we just came over to the right, and I got a feeling that's congressional or office building for members of Parliament. And that other building I just looked at was also office for members of Parliament. Supreme Court is further away. Get an idea of the garden and stuff. This is a centennial flame out in front of the Parliament building. I believe it is a sort of an eternal flame in memory of various wars. I see 1873. 1949. I'm not sure what that represents. Now we finally found the parking spots that Laurie thought she should have here. Leader of the government or leader of the opposition, I don't know which. I think this is reserved for Laurie, that's why there's nobody parked here. Looks like we found the local high-pollutant parking lots for high-pollutant people. There's some kind of a tent in back there for the deputy leader. You got to give everybody a crack here. There's a bunch of tents back there. I think some kind of exhibits going on, but we don't know. See, we've looked at this thing and deduced that Prince of Wales date is 1860. And the second date was 1916. I'm going to pan up. I have a picture of what?
The black squirrel, jet black, coming towards us. My
jet
family
black
will never
squirrel
believe
over
it.
here that family will never believe.
Hone in on him, please.
Here we go. The jet black squirrel.
He's as black as our old cat, Tar Baby was.
Look at that. Squirrel and he's jet black. There he is again. Oh, Laura's making noises to get his attention. Oh, she's going to scare him away. Here he comes at us. Black squirrel.
Look at him against the backdrop. Dick, get him against the backdrop or something.
Come right at us.
Hi.
You sure he's not,
Hi, little squirrel.
you sure he's not vicious?
Oh, I wish we had something for him.
He came right up to us. I was afraid he was going to bite me.
And you didn't dare get a picture of him that
I was
close.
getting the picture as close as I could. I've got him right now pretty close.
Yeah, but we were only, what, a foot away?
I've got him real close right now. He's jet black. He's
I know it. I mean, the squirrels in Ohio
He's
are
like
black.
Blackwhacker was.
But not black like that.
Yeah. Now we go to a big super weather vane on top of a building that's really part of the Parliament building, I gather. It's attached to the back. quite impressive, quite elegant. Okay, we're now standing on a kind of a railing at the back of the apartment building, looking down over the canal and over the area where we were yesterday. That's the park we were at yesterday, looking back up at this building. And it's a church that Laurie thinks is so beautiful after they come in that.
And we think this is a museum, don't we?
Highlight that.
This is their new art
And
museum?
over to the left, I guess, we think that's the Museum of Art. And this whole thing is right on the part of the city that's adjacent to the water. The Parliament building in the back looks out over the river. This is the Ontario River. And then the piece coming down in here is the Rideau Canal, and that's where the ice skaters skate their work in the wintertime. And the other side of the river over there is Hull.
Down to that too, you know that?
The other side of the river is Hull, Canada, which I understand is the predominantly French side of it. I've not been over there. Looking across the river again, those buildings over there, and they're actually in Hull, are the new Museum of Civilization. So it's a brand new museum apparently. I told it's pretty nice, and I think this boat is one of these sightseeing cruise boats that Laurie said we could have taken if we wanted to, but she was not too keen on that. I'm kind of speculating on why these buildings are so black. Like that spire is practically coal black. And whether or not some of these copper roofs actually is doing it. It's a pretty good idea of how the skyline looks with all the spires mixed in with some of the modern buildings.
You know how see that natural wall base down there?
Oh yeah. That might be the Supreme Court building we're looking at down in here. It's one of the government buildings anyway. Some kind of a natural old wall in there. I'm trying to pick it up on the camera. Sort of a buttoning off the river.
See this island out in the center? Listen to this.
Yeah, here's an island out in the center of the river, and it's just loaded with birds.
All screaming at the same time.
Screaming and yelling.
Look at over there in the civilization thing. There's that
Looking over that civilization museum, and we see some teepees over there. And Kansas have a lot of problems. They're Indian population too. I wonder if they're camping out there.
No, I'm sure that's showing you how that civilization lived.
Oh. Probably just another one of the buildings that's part of it. Another one of these squirrels now doing his tricks.
He gave him some
Gave
food.
him some food.
I've
They're
never
just about
seen a
tame,
black
aren't they?
squirrel in my life. I've seen dark gray ones, but not this black.
Looks like just about tame.
My mother's not going to believe this. Who's the fly for the desert? Yes.
It's an interesting sight, a hot air balloon going over the center of the city.
Office building. I wouldn't want to crash land. Going up the tree. He's looking for you.
Hey, we got a double-decker bus over there.
And Big Ben chiming in the background. Are we in England or Ottawa?
I know.
God, you forget, don't you?
How quickly they forget. Well, while we're here, we're getting ready to leave now. It's Sunday. And we're just leaving the hotel for the airport. While we're here, and it continues to go on, there's a convention of TR Triumph owners These are English cars are no longer made, so these people are all kind of just getting engaged in a convention every year and have a hell of a time. Today is presumably going to be one of their big days, and it's been raining like hell. It just stopped a little while ago. So we're interested in seeing how they're going to make out. There's some beautiful cars here, like this one, for example.